Good morning. Good to have you with us. It's Thursday. I'm Jason DeRusha. Welcome to the CBS News Minnesota Morning Update. Hope you had a great day yesterday. The weather was pretty nice, I thought. And I have some breaking news from my backyard. Some of that grass seed has turned into grass. That's right. That's because of the warm weather. We've had some sunshine, a little bit of rain. Let's show you what we're expecting for today. The next forecast for the Twin Cities. Going to be a little gusty by the afternoon, but otherwise, hey, nothing but sunshine coming up on the old next weather department forecast. We love it. Mid-70s. We are firmly in, Ron is currently modeling what we are in the middle of the fashion trend of right now. I think Ron is lining up there on camera too, so you guys can see. This is this summer's hottest. Oh, that's very close. We don't have a camera operator. Here, Ron, you can come over here. I'll get out of the way. I know, there's some COVID protocols. So let me get 40 feet away from Ron. And this is, we probably still won't see, but it's the long sleeves and the shorts. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. What a treat for the viewers this morning, huh? Wasn't that nice? All right. It's just like shorts and sweatshirt kind of weather. It reminds me of fall. Maybe solo stove today. I'm off tomorrow. It may be a solo stove night for me. So we're going to fire up maybe some s'mores. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the Queen. Pip, pip, cheerio. There she is. It's the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Queen Elizabeth, when she ascended to the throne at age 25, she said she was ready for a lifetime of service. I'm sure looking back, she's like, good God. This is not what I meant. I'm still doing this? Can I have a day off? No. So this was kind of a big moment as part of this, just about an hour ago, Buckingham Palace. A lot of pageantry. This is the first of 4 days to celebrate her 70 years on the throne. Queen Elizabeth is 96 years old. There were 14 prime ministers of England in the time that she has been the queen, 13 U.S. presidents. And yet there she still is. In a time where many, I think, thought the monarchy was a relic, and some still do think it's a relic. And that's sort of what we're asking you to weigh in on today. What do you think about the monarchy? Do you care? I don't know if it's some of the TV shows. The Throne, I think, is one of them. It seems like there's this revisitation of the monarchy and the Queen and old kind of culture, I guess, old forms of government. So I just wonder what you think about this. Here in the United States, we fought a war. We fled from England because we wanted nothing to do with the king. And yet, there's something just fascinating about it. There's a royal wedding or this 4-day jubilee, we're drawn to it. So I wonder your thoughts on that. Weigh in on Facebook, and we'll share some of your feedback in just a minute. And I'll tell you, I think we're all sick and tired of starting these updates with information about another mass shooting. But indeed, there was another mass shooting in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This one, a different response from police, right? A gunman opening fire inside a medical office building yesterday morning. The suspect killed at least 4 people before turning that gun on himself. Officials haven't identified the gunman or the victims, but the police were on scene within 3 minutes, and they did not hesitate to go in and try to take action. Certainly a lesson coming out of the Uvalde, Texas shooting. Funerals for those killed in the Robb Elementary School shooting continue today, and people, of course, have come from all over the place to support this small community, pay their respects to 19 children and 2 teachers who were killed. But through that grief, it's hard to escape the frustration. Certainly parents are feeling it, like Angela Gomez. She says she was in fact held back by police. She wanted to. The police wouldn't go in, but this mother wanted to go in that school that day.
Nothing was being done. If anything, they were being more aggressive on us parents that were willing to go in there.
I want to know why they weren't into that building, why they weren't in that classroom. These little children were dialing in.
It's just infuriating. Still conflicting reports about police cooperating with the investigation. The school district's police chief, Pete Arredondo, was in charge of the scene, and I think you, in retrospect, say why. But he ordered officers to remain outside the classroom during the shooting. And then this dispute. Yesterday, he said he's speaking regularly with investigators from the Texas Department of Public Safety. But the agency told CBS that Arredondo had not responded to their interview requests. So, who knows what the truth of that is. And, trying to get answers from this school police chief who clearly was in over his head as far as how to handle this situation. I know every police officer I know just outraged at kind of the way this was done. So hopefully not a reflection on police in general, but certainly a lot of questions for that incident commander. So sad when I heard the news yesterday about Marvin Barber III. My sister-in-law, now sister-in-law, was a high school classmate of his at Wayzata High School. And so I remember in the very early years of his career watching MB3 at Wayzata, and you knew this guy was something special. And then he played for the Gophers, and then the Dallas Cowboys. And since he left football, he's had a series of issues. And this happens sometimes, right? We don't know what happened, but he was found dead in his Texas apartment. His career, just incredible, right? From that young age at Wayzata High School, the starring times with the Gophers, and then one of the best running backs in Dallas Cowboys history, which is saying something because the Cowboys have a history of incredible running backs. Frisco, Texas is where he was living, and it is where he was found dead. He's 38 years old. The investigation continues. We don't know what happened in that apartment, but investigators saying they don't think it was foul play. Minneapolis is unveiling the new Prince mural. There's going to be a big party tonight to celebrate it. This mural is on Ramp A. So if you've come downtown to go to First Avenue, or maybe you've gone to a Timberwolves game, Ramp A is probably where you parked. And this was just ugly brick, nothing on it. Now it's a 100-foot tall mural of Prince. Isn't that amazing? I mean, think of what we have downtown now for murals of musicians. You've got the Dylan mural on Hennepin, right by the light rail, which is so cool. And this just tremendous work of art from muralist Hero Vega, who just started painting this 2.5 weeks ago. Of course, a lot of planning, 7 years of fundraising. The organizers work closely with Prince's family to make sure they were cool with the way this is done. The party will start at 7 tonight, and then there's still some finishing touches to be put on that. Pauline Lee, live out at the mural earlier this morning. Looks so good. Unveiling will happen at 9 tonight. The real-life courtroom drama between two actors is over. And I don't know how you feel about all this, but I'm left with just sadness about the whole episode. Johnny Depp awarded $15 million by a jury in his defamation trial against his ex-wife Amber Heard. Depp sued, saying she destroyed his reputation in a newspaper article. Heard countersued, and she actually did get $2 million for her claims that Depp's lawyer defamed Heard by calling her abuse accusations a hoax. But, so much to unpack here about the ability of someone to speak their truth and make an accusation, but then also the ability to be presumed innocent, which is a bedrock of our legal system. Tough all the way around. State of Minnesota, I love this story. Mary Elmose did this story yesterday, and it's so cool. The way the state and the DNR is increasing access to parks and trails at state parks around Minnesota. DNR was part of this, the Minnesota Council on Disability. Look at this all-terrain. I don't think I can say it's bad, but how cool is this? That you can be, if you have limited mobility or you're in a wheelchair, you can get on one of these super cool track chairs at 5 different state parks, so you can anyone can access these unpaved trails.
I'm 34 years old, and for the first time in 34 years, I'm able to go where I want to outside and, without the fear of getting stuck.
I mean, it brings tears to your eyes, doesn't it? It's just it's so great They're going to be available at Myrie, Big Island, Camden, Crow Wing, Lake Bemidji, and Maplewood State Parks. Free to rent these chairs, but you do have to reserve them in advance because there are only a limited number of them. But so freeing, right? We have a link to get to those reservation sites at WCCO.com. I love it. And check out the full story from Marielle Mose. It's really, really cool. All right, let's talk about the monarchy. Get out your tea and your crumpets. Pam Williams does keep up with what's going on in England with the monarchy. Spent 2 weeks in London in 1986 and visited some other towns. Queen is 2 days younger than my dad. That's cool, Pam. Thank you. We had a great spring break trip to London with the kids and visited the castle and saw kind of the changing the guard and all of that. I love the monarchy. I'm not sure it will last. Oh, I wonder about that, Becca. When Queen Elizabeth is gone, should she be the last queen? The last ruler. She's amazing, but I don't think Charles can live up to that. So much baggage with Prince Charles, right? But then that goes, if you study the history of the royal family in England, that sort of fits. Thanks, Becca. Here's Annette. I've always loved England. That's the wrong flag, though. There's a little emoji. It's fine. Been fascinated with their lives, but not their drama. What's that, Addie? Oh, that's the England, not the UK flag. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Who doesn't love their accent? I do love their accent. It's very true. Best accent, British or French? The correct answer is French, but the English accent is better than the Wisconsin accent. Annette, thank you. Here's Simon. I think the monarchy is cool. Love the history of it. Otherwise, don't really follow them. Thanks, Simon. And Debbie, I think the monarchy is fascinating. Maybe that's it. Like, it's not something we have in the U.S. And we always try to adopt, like, the unofficial royal family of the United States, right? Like JFK, Camelot, that was sort of the royal family. And today, I know you guys hate to hear it, but you know who the royal family is today. It's the Kardashians. They are our royals, and we bow to them. That's it. The morning update from CBS News, Minnesota. I'm off tomorrow, so Shayla will take care of you, but I'll see you on Monday. Have a good weekend.